Good morning. How's that? How's my volume there, guys? Welcome. Monday morning London session, 8 AM UK time. Back with another relentless live trading. Good morning, John. How are you doing, mate? Okay. Whoop. Don't ask me if I'm pissed off after the football yesterday, because the answer is not at all. If anything, I'm happy, and I'll tell you the reason why shortly. Morning, Cam. You alright, bud? Okay, what do I need to do? I need to show you Friday's trade, because I closed out on Friday's trade, so keeping things all transparent. Let me get up Friday's trade. So what we'll do is I'll just quickly go over the trade on Friday, and then we'll do a top-down analysis. Why can't you see that on? There's that. Okay, so quickly, Friday's trade. Yeah, we got activated on sell stops around 11:15, or if you didn't get activated here, you would have been activated around about, what time's that there? Quarter to 12. Okay. Now the issue we had when we got activated on this is you push straight into drawdown. You didn't actually drive. Now you could have moved stops to risk free at 18 pips if you wanted to. Now I personally held on it, okay, but you could have grabbed 18 pips, say, moved to risk free and been stopped at break even. I held. Now what happened is prices pushed up, okay, and this area here we were getting onto news. We had high impact news at 1 o'clock, or half one, sorry. Now if you'd held through news, you would have came through to smash TP. That was our TP. That's if you'd held through news. Now I was out and about, okay, and I don't like holding through news unless I can look at the news, and I didn't have time to look at the news, so I was happy to take the loss here. So I just closed out here for a partial loss, which was the 1293. So I need to add that to the stream, but if you did hold, it would have played out perfectly. Look how it's tapped that area and then it's gone. Okay, so that was Friday's stream. So I need to update all. I need to put this on the logbook. I'll quickly put this on the logbook. I don't think there's out going on at the minute, so we'll quickly get this on to the logbook. Or is there? Or is there? Let's have a look at this one. Ooh, maybe there is. If I can get a top wick tapping 2407, we'll be looking at entries on this. Okay. Let me quickly get this onto the logbook. Oh, I put it on already. There you go. There's the trade from yesterday, guys. Still well in profit for this week, this month. Okay, it's absolutely fine. Remember, none of this money is ours until we click that withdraw button. Right, none of it's ours till we click that withdraw button. So when we had 3.5k, we didn't have 3.5k. Yeah, we still haven't got 2,300. Okay, we haven't got this until we click withdraw. Right, let's do a quick top down. I do like how the one's closing, but I would need a top wick. So top down analysis, more back to work today. Yeah, back to work today, mate. So monthly's pushing really bullish now. I still believe we can't close above this area unless we come down to create a bottom wick here. So I am expecting this monthly to flip to the downside, and we're close to going into the second half of the month. So I would think it's going to start coming back down now. Okay. Now the weekly has filled its range. Remember what we said with the weekly? Look how the weekly's closed, guys. Exactly what I said the weekly could close as. You could still fill the range. You had a small area where the weekly could still fill. Now you've filled the range and you haven't closed above, so you've closed respecting this level. You've closed respecting this level. You're still in this range. Now what would be easier is if we had a bearish weekly close and then we come back down. However, if we look left, you don't tend to get that. You tend to just come straight through. So could we just see a bearish movement all this week? Potentially. So we filled the range. We haven't broke out. So could we technically be expecting this back down to 2293? And if we do get that breakout, is that going to initiate the push for the monthly to come down to them levels? That's what I'm expecting this week. Okay. Now the daily closed doji. The issue you've got with the daily range is not actually here. The daily range is there, and then the next daily range is here. So the issue you've got is you've actually broke out, but you haven't filled the range on the daily. So at any point, this daily can flip to the upside and come and fill the rest of the range at 2427. So that's what I'm a bit worried about. The weekly looks nice, but I would have preferred to take sells down if the weeklies had come and at least tap 2427, and we haven't even had that tap. So that worries me a bit. I would prefer that to get tapped and then start coming down. Now fairly straightforward if this daily closes like that and we get that fake out. Fairly straightforward. You just have stops above the high of the daily and you're coming down to fill the ranges. Simple as that. Okay. Now another thing we've got here, the daily did actually come and fill the tap previous support at 2392 and then rejected. Now we're getting a wick fill. The issue we've got is we're over 50% of the way of the wick fill, or we're about 50%. So we're sort of, that's what we would have liked to have caught, but I probably would have wanted a top wick. So a bit of a tricky one this morning. It might mean we've got to be cautious today. However, after today, should be fairly straightforward. We just need a nice daily bearish close, and if that daily can close below here, then fantastic. Okay. Now, if we say this is our advantage point off the daily, because we have tapped it already, but it looks like we're going to come down to tap it again. How can we get in? Well, probably just a forward bearish close. We get a forward bearish close, a top wick, and then we should push down. That's what I'd probably be after. But we're still bullish on the 4. It's still 2 hours left of the 4. So is the 4 going to flip to the upside? It still can do. The 3 has closed bearish. You've got no top wick and no bottom wick on these 3s. Look at that. So could this 3 flip back bullish because you've got no bottom wick here and you've got no top wick here? So that, I don't like the look of that. So we've got to be very careful with this candle taking sellers down, because even if you take sellers down, so even if I get a breakout here on the 3, I'd still want the next candle to come up to here. And the reason being is this didn't break any highs and this didn't break the high. So you technically haven't broke any highs. So could you come back up to then come through? So 3s look dangerous. 2 and the 3s filled the range. This is the range on the 3 here. Okay, now it hasn't tapped the range, but it's filled it. Let me just look left on the 2, on the 3. That's the only date we've got, isn't it? 2, what's a 2 looking like? So 2's closed bearish, broke the lows, but we haven't had a top wick. If I can get a top wick to 2407, we could get sell stops underneath. Let's mark this up. Okay, 2's broke the lows. This is the range of the 2, 2397, even though the wicks come down to 2391, but we haven't had a pullback. I need a pullback. So if this 2 can pull back for us, we could potentially get sell stops underneath. Fairly straightforward for a simple 2-hour breakout, coming down to fill the range. This is our advantage point at 2398. So could we pull back? Let's have a look at the 1. A 1 again has got no top wick and no bottom wick, but you have closed bearish on this one. But I would need the previous zone tapped. So we've had a break. We've had that breakout. We need now the top wick, testing previous support, and then sells down. That's what I would like, guys. That's what I would like. Let's confirm these 1 hours. So when we close below 2407, they all come through, but we haven't got much data to go off. So every trade now is a lot more riskier than we usually have. Okay. Yeah, that's it really. You've got no top wicks on these 2 candles. Do we need to come back up to then come down? So right there, I would prefer forward close. That's 3, 1. I don't know whether I would take a wing back sell, guys. I'd probably put sell stops underneath. Come on, Jordan. Come on, Sam. So if we can get a pullback to 2407, we'll get sell stops underneath. Pullback needed. Sell stops underneath. That'll be the off the 2 and off the 1, and we'd look to come and fill the range of the 2. So we'd have, this would be our advantage point. Okay, that would be our advantage point. My target though, I'd probably only be looking at 2391, or you can move your TP further down and you just wait for closures below. That's 59 pips. Stops for me would only need to be above the 1 hour. So if I can get that pullback, tapping this, stops would only need to be above this 1 hour. Because if you flip back to there shouldn't be any reason to flip back up really. But I need the pullback. I can't get any sells here. But you could just carry on down if you wanted to. So I'm going to wait for a pullback and then I'm going to look for sells below. Ideally, we don't want to tap this level before we get the pullback because we've lost our advantage point. Okay. Go through. Oh, my last comment didn't go through. Oh, surprise. I did say back to work. Thrilled. How are you, Pete? I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm tired after watching the football last night. Just another shit performance in my eyes. Another which been all tournament. Just really bad. And I don't blame any of the players. The only person I blame is Gav Southgate. That's it. One person. Them players are getting told to move in certain ways. Them players are getting told to play in them positions. Them players are getting told to play in that formation. Them players are told to be more defensive. I said this last tournament. I said he needs to go after the World Cup. I said he needs to go. Otherwise, we're just going to waste another opportunity to win a tournament, a cup. And we've just wasted another chance to win. Wasted it. Any other manager, I'm telling you now, even Steve Bruce in charge of this tournament, we would have won. The easy running, the luck on our side. Spain were the best team in the competition. However, they don't look unbelievable. They're not unbelievable, right? They were there for the taking. But we have just not. We've just got through pure luck. Any other manager would have won us that competition. So, hurry up, Southgate, get out, and let's go to the World Cup. So, I'm not bothered at all because I actually said to my mates, and they've got the screenshots years ago. I said, we will not win anything with Gareth Southgate in charge. And they've got screenshots, and he was like, I'm going to send you that when we win tomorrow. I was like, that's fine. So I'm over the moon. Because I knew we wouldn't win with Gareth Southgate. Because he's shit. But anyway, yeah. We really don't want to be trickling down here, guys. I don't want to trickle down. I need top wicks either. You've got no top wicks. There is a minor support here at 2401, which we might reject from. And then, so I'm looking at this. This is the first time where we've trickled down, and then we respect this area. So we've trickled down, then we respect this area, hopefully, and then you pull back. Then you pull back. We come back to this area, come back to this area, and then we look for sell stops underneath. Now, if this news wasn't playing out, this is a trade I would have took 100% of the time. Remember we said it's a 4-hour breakout? 100% of the time the fours fly through. This trade, I mean, I know it did play out anyway with news, but it would have just went straight down if news wasn't coming. Okay, there just wasn't any sellers in the market because we were building up to news. Okay, but this would have played out 100%. So if I can get this back up to tap this, it's a case of just sell stops underneath, coming down. That's what I'm after. Okay. However, the good thing about it, now that we've done this top wick, and we've came back up, yes, we haven't broken any eyes, which I would have liked to. Have we now got enough liquidity to now not just come down to fill this, but to break out and come down and tap all these ranges? So that's the question. That would be nice if we could get that. So we just stayed disciplined, especially with Monday, guys. Especially with Monday. We let today settle, really. I really don't know what's going to happen in regards to America's going all over the place at the minute with Trump nearly being assassinated. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to affect the dollar. I don't have a clue what New York's going to bring today. You feel, we all saw it coming really. You feel cheated for staying up, watching a shit game. It's become very common occurrence these days, being let down. Yeah, mate. It's Southgate though, isn't it? It's not the players. Like, them players, mate. Honestly, I feel like I could have managed that team and won. I do, because all I would do, I'd play players in their positions. That is it. That's all I would do. Play players in their positions. It showed that Foden and Bellingham don't work together. We've seen that after two. So, a normal manager would play a system, and if it doesn't work, he's got two options. He tries it again and says it might have just been a one-off, they're not getting used to it. He tries it again for one more game, or he changes it. So what he done, he thought, I'll try it again for one more game. Then it didn't work again. So then we're all like, okay, he's had his try now, next game will be different. And the third game, I was like crazy. Should have asked Emma, because I was just fuming because he hadn't changed anything on the third game. I was like, it clearly didn't work in the first and second game. So why would it work in the third game? And then the next game, he didn't change anything again. And it's like, I was just hitting my head off a brick wall. Like, he was just playing the same system, same plays. Alright, he changed the CDM role with Manu, that was it. But that system did not work. Bellingham and Foden don't work together. You needed to get rid of one of them. Write to him, Pete. I don't need to write to him. I wouldn't waste any more energy on him. He's a lovely bloke. Really nice bloke. He's like Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce was a proper nice bloke. But they just weren't very good managers, not very tactical. I'd take his job, mate. I would. I'd do a better job as well. And even if it went when they're going, right, you come and do the job, I wouldn't even panic. I'd just, yeah, no problem. No problem. I'd just play them players in their positions. It's like City for me. So everyone goes on about Pep. Yes, Pep is a fantastic manager. However, he'll never be the world's best manager for me unless he does it at a shit club and then gets them good. For me, a good manager is somebody who has the biggest impact in a team, takes a shit club, like Eddie Howe, for example. We were relegation after relegation zone, fighting every season. And then he came in one season, next season, Champions League. For me, the biggest impact, he should have got manager of the season. But he didn't. So, yeah, it just pisses me off, you know, because we're just wasting their youth. That's what we're doing. We're wasting the youth of them players. Like, if he stayed for another World Cup, oh my God, imagine that. Well, them players will be a lot older, and I think it'll be the turning point of them going down, not getting peaking, going down, and you're just wasting. What does the blue boxes show on your charts? Blue boxes. Oh, these are, so Cam, these are sessions, Asian sessions. So with Relentless, you get loads of free indicators. This one, it just shows the sessions. Asian session, you don't actually need it, but I'm just used to being there because I used to trade Market Maker, and the way Market Maker works is after Asian session, you look for a double top, double bottom, divergence, couple of confluences, and then you'll be in. So I'm just used to having Asian session on it. Just shows where I've started my day, and if I ever look back over the chart, I know that everything to the right is where I've traded. So that's it, really. That's all the four. You don't really need them. Let's see if we can get this top wick, guys. This might be sucking you in, this, so just be careful. You haven't filled the range yet. You're probably going to get a wick fill on this. There's a minor support here, 2401. Good morning, Nella. How are you doing? I bet you're over the moon with the football then, aren't you? Everyone hates England, don't they? Everyone absolutely hates England. All the Scottish fans and the Welsh fans are over the moon. Well, bring on the season. I'm more pissed off about. This is the thing I'm more pissed off about. How Anthony Gordon got 8 minutes in the tournament and still managed to create the best bit of play England played out the full tournament. That play from Anthony Gordon to Manu to Harry Kane to Saka was it was Cole Palmer, sorry. To Cole Palmer was the best bit of play England played all tournament. I have saw mine, but that looks much cleaner. Yeah, that's it. What you'll start doing is you'll start reducing all the indicators you have. Because with Meraki you don't actually need any indicators really. I mean, with Relentless you get free ones, so you get the Meraki indicator, and what the Meraki does is, the hardest thing to learn about really is your zones, identifying the zones. So we have a Meraki indicator what sort of helps you with it, you can see. and then it also shows the sessions, so you can adjust all these. You get these free, like with the membership type of thing. They're not extra or nothing like that. You got all the sessions there. You've got our Dean indicator, but this is an Unreal indicator, but I can't show you too much about that. You can get market sessions, key timings. That's the same thing really. OB indicator, if you trade OB, and it gives you all the fair value gaps, rejection blocks, OB, obviously all the OBs. So we have an OB indicator. We have a trending structure, what gives you again the zones, but also puts in trend lines for you. You get that. Lot size calculator. This is fantastic. Instead of going on to opening up in another browser to work out your lot size, you can have this on your trading view. You just double click on it, put your entry price in, put your stop loss in. This will already be set, and it'll work out what lot size to use on that trade to risk a certain amount. So you can get that one, unfortunately you've got to pay for to one off. I think it's like 27 quid one off lifetime you've got it for. You can get that via the relentlesshub.com website. And then this is my favourite, this, believe it or not, but you don't actually, it's just because I'm a bit lazy really. So this is just a currency strength indicator. So all it is it just gives you the strength of what's going on, but this goes off previous data. Yeah, so it just helps you when you're in a trade. It just helps you when to take some partial or to get out the trade off if the strength's changing, or vice versa. So I actually like this, and that's the indicators. So all the indicators really, apart from the Dean, obviously the Dean, you know, trades for you type of thing. But all the others are just sort of they're just aid in your trading. So you can be a bit lazy if you like. Yeah. I just want a coach who can actually coach. Nella, that's it. Now, if we carry on pushing down and we tap 2398 our advantage point, what we can do is we can take a trade off the forward. We just need a forward bearish close really, and then a top wick, and we can just take sell stops underneath the forward coming down. Because you still sort of the only time frame I don't like is the daily, because we haven't filled the range on the daily. So, and I'm thinking, well, if we would have got this fake out straight back below, would this candle have done it? This middle one? Probably. But it's not to say the next one won't do it. But normally if you get a fake out, the next candle does it straight away. So what I mean by that is this candle in here would have already been like that. Then we would have had the fake out straight forward. It's a case of just sell straight down, at least to their advantage point coming down. But we didn't get that. So that then tells me, well, so what's this daily going to do? You're going to get a wick fill, but at any point really it can flip, because technically price is hovering in this range. This is the daily range, this here. And we haven't even tapped it on the wick, but we haven't had the candles close up there either. So does that tell me, are we going to get something like this today? Daily down, get a wick fill, and then flip and close something like that? Or close something like that? Or is this where we're going to get that fake out? Because I still believe, I might be wrong guys, because I don't have all the answers, remember. I still believe we can close above these levels on the monthly without coming back down to that level, which was, I think it was around here, wasn't it? So we can close above there on the monthly, that is, without coming down to create that no bottom wick, no top wick area. So could this be the fake out, and then this fake out initiates the big push down? and this is going to initiate the push down, because at the minute we didn't technically break any highs, so I'm not sure if we're going to drive down yet. I would prefer this to happen, and then that would rule everything out, and there's only one place to go then. There's no reason to fake out back into the area unless you're coming back down, because the reason why I think we might get this is because otherwise this one would have probably faked out for us back below. And the reason it's rejected, well, why is it rejected? It's probably because it's not going to fake out here. We might get the fake out here. I don't know why else we broke above here into this range without closing, respecting or faking out. So I think potentially we're probably looking at something like that. I might be wrong, but we'll see. And if that's the case, it means we've got to be very careful the first day, because it means this could flip at any point to the upside. Yeah, but as soon as we get that fake out on a daily, that's it, we're in. We should be pretty good for us. We'll be in the money. So we've just got to be patient, guys, got to be disciplined. We need this top wick. I really want this top wick. We're not sort of getting it, are we? We haven't got the 15, the 5's done. Ooh. This is the minor resistance area here. So are we going to reject from 2401? And then that's going to initiate the push back up. I don't know whether I'd take a wing back sell though, guys, because of the daily. I don't know whether I'll take a wing back sell from here. And the issue we've got as well, remember I keep saying this, right? So our trades, and if you watched us from like the start, our trades are very we have such a high win rate, the high probability. I only sort of take high probability trades, but that's because I've got the data to go off. And the way we go off probability is if 20 times out of 20 prices broke the low and drove through to the next range, then 100% win rate that when you get a close below there, you drive through. But if 3 times out of 3, because it's only done it 3 times, you get a close below and price drives through, it's still 100% win, but it's only 3 times. It's 100% win of 3 times. So the more times price drives through, the higher the probability. That's the difference. Higher the probability. The issue we've got is we've only ever come from the highs through here like this 1, 2, 3, 4 times. That's it. We've only come through this area 4 times. So yes, 100% of the time you come through, but it's only 100% of 4. So is the probability enough for us to come through? Well, it is, because it's all we've got to work with. However, we've got to be more cautious on the trades. We've got to wait to see what we want to see. Look at this 1 hour now. Can this 1 hour pull back for us and we just get some sell stops on? Because also, I don't like how this one, we didn't get a fake out here. You broke above this, but that's not where liquidity is going to be. Liquidity is going to be above this here, but also the next liquidity is going to be above this. And we didn't actually break and grab any liquidity here. And you've got no top wicks here, so I don't like that either. So does that mean we could get a fake out here to come back up? And that's the daily flip. Is the daily going to end up bullish after a wick fill? We're in a sort of decision making area really. But this is why we've got to be cautious. This is why I probably wouldn't take a wing back sell from here, because if you take wing back sell and price carries on, obviously you're in. I think if anything I'd want the pullback to rule out the point of no return. So we get a pullback, we tap, sell stops on. At this point, if you are going to fake out, you're not going to come back down, activate you, and then close back in like that. If anything, if you are going to flip, and you flip from this height, if you like, you're going to flip, there's only one place to go, and that's to fill 2397 at least. There's our advantage point, but you're probably looking to come down to fill 2391. It's exactly the same as Friday's trade, really. If you look at Friday, so this is Friday here, we had the break, yeah, we pulled back, tapped previous support, and then we came through. So it's very, very similar to Friday's trade. So I really want this pullback. If we get the pullback, we'll simply just get sell stops underneath the one. Okay. I mean, give them some credit though, they still made it to the final. No, this is my argument with this, John. Are you listening? When people say to me, oh, they've done well, they got to the final. No. It would have been embarrassing if they didn't get to the final. So, if you keep that in mind, it would have been embarrassing if we didn't make it to the final. With that run of teams, them teams we're playing there, it's like a Premier League team playing Sunday League teams, right? We should have got to the final, and if we didn't, it would have been embarrassing. And then you bring in that the way we played against them teams and how we won. We literally won them games or got through with pure luck, either luck or individual brilliance, like Bellingham over the top. None of the goals were like system plays where it's a combination of a few passes. It was all individual. A penalty. I think we had 2 penalties, didn't we? Saka scoring that fantastic goal, individual. Cole Palmer scoring his goal, individual. Bellingham, individual. Yes, there was a flick on, but fling it in the box, like. So none of the goals come from like a team effort, like Spain. I've watched nearly every game in these Euros, right? So and I know what all the teams of how they've been playing. Spain's probably the only team what are like way above anybody else, really. But we should have got to the final anyway. So I don't actually believe that at all. I won't give the players credit. However, what I will do is I don't blame the players, actually. Don't blame the players. Because they're being asked to play. And I don't blame the players as in protecting Gareth Southgate, because he is a nice guy. And they just don't want to hurt his feelings. But I know for a fact them players will be thinking, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, these players are coming from the likes of Pep. Yeah. These world-class managers. And then you've got Gareth Southgate. So I just put it down to one person, that's Gareth Southgate. He's played the same squad throughout the full tournament, and you could see it didn't work after the second game. You can't do the same thing and expect different outcomes. For me, he should have started Palmer, or for me, Gordon should have been on. Gordon. I'm very surprised that he hasn't got any game time. He's like probably one of the best natural left wingers in the league at the minute. Yet we're playing a fullback who's got no left foot. It just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I can do some sessions, Nella. Strength indicator. I can put it on the weekly call if you want. I mean, there's not much really to do with it. It's all you want to do if you get it. A good way to do it is look at these arrows. All you're doing is when the arrows flip, you'll get used to how price moves with it. So I'd start off on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, start off on the 1. So what we're trying to take into consideration here is gold and USD. Forget all the others. Gold and USD. Now if we look at gold, gold's got an arrow pointing down, but it's currently 52.4 and USD is 51.3, so it's fairly even at the minute. USD is getting stronger as the arrow's going up and gold's going down. So technically we should see price pushing down. As you can see, we're printing bearish, it looks like price is pushing down. Okay. Now just take note when these arrows change, what you'll see is you'll see price start to change as well. Okay. And then just watch this and try and see how it changes with price moving, and you'll get used to it. And then if you go into the 5 minute, it's exactly the same. So gold 37, it's a lot weaker than USD, but it's getting stronger. So therefore, could we start seeing some rejections around here, and we start slowly pushing back up as gold gets stronger, and USD is 50.7 and getting weaker. So therefore, gold should be pushing up on the 5 minute. And if you just watch it on the 5, spend 30 minutes, yeah, and just watch it on the 5, you'll soon work out how it works. That's really all I would cover on it, what I've just told you there. It's just getting used to with the arrows. I used to use it when I used to trade market maker OB, when I was in the trade, I wouldn't take any partial until the arrows changed. So let's say we were bearish and we were coming down. USD should be arrow up for stronger, and gold should be arrowed down. The only time I would take partial is if on the 5 minute gold got strong, the arrow changed bullish, or USD changed bearish. That's when I would take partial. So I used to use it like that, and it was pretty good. But these are printing nice, these now, guys. This is nice. Can we get a big push up? Did they ban? Yeah, these pull back. Had a 15-minute printed bullish. No top wick though. Not much top wick, but that's not an issue when you pull back like this. I can't do anything I tap this area. There's two things you can do once you tap this area. You can just get sell stops underneath, but it means you might not get activated, because the reason we might not get activated on this 1 hour, because look at this. It actually took 2 hours to get up, and then the 3rd hour is the one what probably would have activated you and then came through. So it doesn't mean you're going to get activated straight away. What you could do is either sell stops underneath, walk away, set an alert, yeah, get on with the rest of your day, or you could, once you've tapped this, you're then free to take smaller time frame breaks below, or if you work out the smaller time frame areas in this area, you could take a smaller time frame down. That's what you could do, but you can't do anything until you tap this area. But you don't want to be getting caught out with a fake out here either, really. So you just got to stay disciplined. Keep it simple, guys. Like, I know obviously you all want to catch trades and stuff like that, but I've proved to you don't need many trades at all. You don't need many trades at all. Okay. Because we might close bullish here, and that technically would be this one. And then we might get another bullish candle up here, like that. There's 2 hours. Then you might get a bearish candle. You might even get doji this time. But that there, now that you've had 2 candles closing respecting this level, this bearish candle is confirming that you're respecting this. Therefore, we need to break a low in order to drive up, if we want to drive up. So there's only one place to come, and that's to come and break this low. And if you break this low, where's the next place to go? Well, the only next place to go is to reject from is this. Therefore, that's how we take partial move to break even. But you're highly likely you're going to push down to the target at 2391, and then you can reject. Okay. Obviously, you would have a top wick on these. Because the reason we're coming back up, yes, we're not just we're coming to tap previous support, but also what other reason do we need to come back up? How did our work out? We needed to pull back. Yeah, you could say, well, it's a typical break and retest. But that's mainly not the reason. The main reason for me I needed a pullback is because no bottom wick on this one and no top wick on this one. And what tends to happen when you get this, price tends to come back to that area. So for example, no top wick here. Look what happened, price came back up, create a top wick before pushing down. Yeah, and it's the same all over. No bottom wick here. What's happened? Price has come down. It's now created a bottom wick. And if you just look back on the charts, you'll find that nearly every area what's got no top wicks or bottom wicks, prices eventually came back to it. So it's like price can't push that direction without having a top wick. So for example, if this 1 hour had a top wick like that, if we had that, we would feel a lot better taking sells off this 1 hour candle, wouldn't we? Because you've had a top wick, you'd feel a lot better coming down. Okay. Now if this had that, yeah, or let's say if this had that, and this had that, what we thinking now? I'd probably be in sells now off this daily. I'd probably be like, I'm in now, expecting this 1 hour to flip, or I'd be like, okay, if we can get a pull back to previous support, we'll take wing back sells. I'd 100% have wing back sells on here if I had this. Why? Because this has broke the previous high, therefore it's grabbed liquidity. Why would you grab liquidity, flip and close bearish? There's no other reason apart from coming to break the previous lows of this range. Where's that at? Well, that's here and here. So to do that, you've refueled your car. Now you can drive further down. So at any point this hour would flip to the downside. So I'd definitely have a wing back sell on this. If not, I'd have sell stops on now. Or sometimes I'd just be market executing now, expecting this 1 hour to flip. But we haven't had that. We haven't had the top wicks. So therefore, it's a lot more riskier. We need some liquidity grabbed. We need to see some liquidity grabbed. That makes sense, guys. I've explained that. If you don't understand something, because I do talk fast and I do talk like I've got loads of marbles in my mouth, just ask and I'll go over it again. Thank you. Do not add this indicator because I'm still poor, so I can add just 2 indicators. Alright, are you on the basic one? Yeah, so the basic one I'd probably just have the Meraki. And yeah, just if you only allow 2 indicators now, I'd just have the Meraki and probably the currency strength. That's what I'd probably recommend if you just do Meraki trading though. You haven't got the Dean, have you? You're not in the Dean group, are you? I did not add this indicator because I'm still poor. So just do it. So how come you don't want to do wing back? Well, the reason I don't want to do wing back is because I haven't had them top wicks. I haven't had them top wicks. So I know liquidity's got to be grabbed here. So where's the wing back area going to be? The only logical area is this wing back creating a top wick. However, another reason I don't want the top wick is because, wing back, is because the daily's hovering in a range. So if this daily had filled the range and we were getting exactly the same candles, yes, I would have a wing back. So the range, this daily range, what it's in is this. This is the daily range on the, and where are we at? Well, with prices currently here, but this didn't fill the range, so we've still got this to go. It hasn't filled. And price, yes, it can create new ranges, right? I'm not saying it can't, but 9 times out of 10, price has to bounce off something. It doesn't just, well, it can create new structures, right? So don't get me wrong, it can create new structures, but 9 times out of 10 it bounces off something. It's like a bouncing ball. It's like a bouncing ball. So technically in this range, it's pushing up. It should bounce off this, unless it breaks out. And when you get a breakout, that's when you get the candle close below, you get the pullback, tapping previous support, which is basically your break and retest. Yeah, and then sell stops underneath, the price to then come through into the next range. And that's all it is. So that's why I'm a bit cautious on wing backs. Because if we are going to flip on the daily, you're going to do it now. You're going to get a fake out here on the 1. So if the 1 fakes out and closes back above 2407, we're going to look something like this. What range are you in on the hour now? Well, you're now in this range. Therefore, where should we be going? Well, we should get a pullback to previous support, which is this, and then we should come up to fill the range. Now if we come up to there, what would the daily look like? The daily would probably have flipped. Yes, it would. The daily would look like this. Now how would that make you feel if you win a trade and the daily, that would gone white, and the daily was like that? What are you thinking? Where are you thinking it's going? Well, you know where it's going. It's coming up here to fill the rest of the range, and if you come up there, you're not coming back to get out. So I need to rule out this fake out to the upside that the daily's going to flip. It might not, guys, but I need to get the risk off the table. I need to rule that out. So therefore, that's why I won't take a wing back, because I don't want to be caught going up. I'd rather take a sell stop below, but after I've had the pullback at the point of no return. So what we want to see really, if this hour can still close bullish, but it's got to close respecting this level. And then what we can do, if you want, you don't have to get sell stops underneath. You could mark this up as a support, and once you start coming down and get like a 15-minute or 30-minute close below here, then you could take trails coming down. That'll be the less risky thing to do. The only way I would take a wing back sell is if I had big pushing candles. So what I would want to see is one 15-minute candle from about this level coming up. But you don't say it, you get trickles. Look at these trickles like this. So we just gotta wait, guys. There's 14 minutes left of this 1 hour, so it's probably unlikely that this hour is going to tap and then flip. So if we're saying, okay, then when we're going to close bullish on this one, so what do we want this one to look like then? Well, we want this one to close respecting this level. That's it. We close respecting this level, we're still respecting this. What range are we still in? Well, we're technically still in this range, aren't we? We're still in this range, therefore where should we be coming? We should be coming down still, even though we've printed bullish. Sure, it'll come back to tap and flip. So wing back is valid. What if it doesn't close back above? If it doesn't close back above, then it's, for me, it's sell stops underneath. But you might as well wait for a lower time frame. It'd be easier. Oh, it doesn't close up above. Would make me feel awful. No bottom wick on the 15, no, but I do get the logic. Good. Okay. Yeah, no bottom wick there. Because if you think about with the 15 as well, so this could be a range 1 fake out on the 15s back in. That would then be the one closing respecting. Because if you think about it now, right, we're on the last 15 of the hour. Last 15 of the hour. But the thing with the 15-minute ranges, they are a bit skew if you look at the one, it hasn't even tapped previous support yet. But if you look at the 15s, the 15 looks like it's closed back into the range, therefore should be pushing to fill the range. Am I right? Should be coming up to fill the range. The thing about these 15s is they're a bit skew if. You've got to go off the higher time frame one. Okay, that's the stronger one. And the one range is about here, 2407. So could we reject from 2407? Do we want it to reject from 2407, or do we want a bullish close there but respecting, and then we come back down? And then if we're coming back down, could we get a 15 close below 2405? So we get something like one closes respecting here, price pushes up, then you get the 15-minute close below here. Could we then look at every time the 15 is closed below here, what has happened to price? If 100% of the time you then push to 2401, could this be our take partial move to break even, but looking to obviously carry on? And we're now taking this to this, obviously getting a better entry. Could we do that? So if you look, 15-minute close there, pull back straight through, 15-minute close straight through. So that's what we can look at. We can actually look at that in previous day as well, so let's do that. So if we get a 15 close below 2405, what happens to price? So the first thing we see, which is what we've had, we'll mark this up. There's area here. We've had a 15-minute close, top wick, and then we drove through. You had a 15-minute close, you then printed bullish, and then you drove through. 15 close, drove through. 15 didn't break, it just simply came straight through. Another one straight through, very fast tracker. So here we go. So 15-minute close, fake out, back in. So what does that mean then? What do we have to start thinking now? Well, if we do get the 15-minute, we need a pullback. We need a pullback, and then we'll get sell stops underneath the 15 because you've got a fake out here. So we've got to be careful of that. This one we didn't get a break, but you still came through, clean traffic through. And when you get this, where a lot of the time you don't get a nice break and you come straight through, all we do is we go down to a lower time frame and we look for that nice break. I think that's all the data we've got, guys. This is the issue with no data, man. Everything's a lot more tough. That's all we've got. So yeah, 100% of the time. That's not 100% of the time. There's one area where you faked out back into the area, so we've got to be careful of that. But the majority of the time, when you get close below 2405, you come and tap this. However, have we already done it here? Is this it? Is this that tap? Now you might just get a pullback and carry on, because it took away the advantage point technically. Nice pushing candles though, as in no bottom wicks. It's all on this one, guys, really. All on the one. So this is the 30. Now if you look at the 30 actually broke out. So could we get this fake out on the 30? I would probably take this. If we got a 30 close back into the area, I'd probably take this, and we could probably look to market execute as well. Because if you got a fake out like this, I just want to see though, because the hour didn't actually close above there, did it? Yeah, so it's all on this hour here really, guys. It's all on this hour. Me personally, what I would like this level come and get tapped, because you've got two candles with no top wicks. I would like us to come back up, break the high, okay? Because you've built up liquidity here now, especially with this close like that. You've built up quite a bit of liquidity. For me, that would be a liquidity grab in order to come back across. Now if we get the 1 hour break, fake out back into the area, could we buy up? Potentially, because the 1 hasn't filled the range, so the 1 could still flip to the upside. And the 4, technically, is still bullish on the 4. I'll get some tunes on, guys, eh? It's a beautiful day today. I'm going to be on the beach today, I think. Look at what the fives look like. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. So we've tapped previous support now, which is nice. So, two things we can do now. We can either take a 15 bearish close below 2402 or below 2405, or we can simply just get a sell stop underneath the low. If you break the low, you're likely to push straight through to tap 2397. So we're just going to wait for the 1 hour to close. It might not play out for another 2 hours though, because you might get a doji candle. You might get a doji candle here, and if you get that doji candle like that, that means the 4 is still breaking out. It's exactly the same as yesterday, this guys. The 4 is still breaking out, but then you're probably going to get a top wick and then a flip to the downside. Ooh. How is this one going to close here? Guys are really bullish here. So if you look at the fives now, if you look at the strength indicator now there, 60.2 going up for gold on the 5, USD 41.2 and going down still. Look what price is doing. So what you'll see is if these arrows changes, or if one of them changes, you'll find that price will stall slightly. Okay. Got 3 minutes for the hour close, guys. Now if the hour closes back into the area, right? If the hour closes back into the area and we get a pullback to the body of the hour, we would then, what I would look to do is then, as price pushes back up, if this hour is going to flip, we would take a lower time frame buy above here. That's what I'd need to see that. Okay. Fives rejected nicely. Welcome to the stream, guys. If you can drop us a like, be much appreciated. Really helps the stream. Welcome if you're new. Subscribe to the channel as well. Is this 1 hour going to close respecting, or is it going to give us a fake out back into the area? What I have noticed though is you haven't actually created a top wick for this yet. So if it does close respecting, can we see the next hour come up, create that top wick, and then we get the flip? I don't know whether this hour is going to drive through though. I think if anything I'd need to see a bearish close, because if you look at this one, right, let's say you did push up and you had sell stops underneath this 1 hour. Let's say you had sell stops here. You actually would have been activated. and pull back. Yeah, it still plays out mine, but do you just wait for this first bearish hour close and then tiny little top wick and then you could have probably got sell stops there. So we've got a few options really, but that's even if we get this close respecting here, guys. If the one closes above there, technically now we've had a fake out on the one. Had a fake out on the one. Every time you get a 1 hour close above that, what does price do? Well, it pushes up. Let's have a look at the other ones. We've got no data to show. It's never done this where you broke below and then you faked out. So very risky. Because things change now. If this 1 hour closes back above, you've now got the 4. The previous 4. Oh no, top wick. That does not help at all. So we've had a fake out on the 1. But the issue we've got no top wick. So what tends to happen when you've got no top wick, the next one tends to close bearish. That's what tends to happen. So if we're going to say we're going to close bearish, you've only got a small area to close bearish and stay in that range. Therefore it would be like a doji bearish close, and it'd be technically a nest play. That's really annoyed me because I needed a top wick here. Means we're going to have to see what the 4 is going to do, guys. If I had a top wick on this, I was hoping this would pull back and close respecting, but it hasn't faked out. So for me to take buys, you've got to be careful taking buys now. Because at any point this 1 hour can close bearish. I'm not saying it will, but that's what tends to happen. And even if I was going to take buys, I would need a pullback. Oh, what's happened? What's going on? Are you still there? Are you still on the stream? Is it my internet? Don't worry guys, I'm on to talk today. That's what I'm doing today. Absolutely dog poo. Talk internet. Come on. Typical. Absolutely typical. Oh, so the YouTube's still on, but the trading view is gone. That's weird. There we go. There we go. What are these? Let's see what the hour's like. A nice fake out, but is this a fake out to the upside to come back down? Yeah, my TV just come back. Yeah, it was trader view, must have been, wasn't it? What's the 30 done? That 1 hour really hasn't helped us, guys. Unfortunately. The 2 hasn't closed yet. I might have to wait for the 4, guys. I think we wait for the 4. If you get a bearish 4 close, top wick, and then a flip. We need to rule out this dip. To be honest, you can actually get, if the 4 flips now, you've brought the lows. I don't know if it's going to, but if it does, you're going to be filling this range up. Oh, 61.3. I do like the 3. Got a few potentials here. If the hour breaks above 2411, right, what would that be? That would be the 1 hour closing dozy. Can really do that. Can't really see the 1 flipping all the way up to that. Could we see that? Probably not. I have to wait for the 4 you guys, it looks like. We need to see the forward close. We don't know what this one's going to do. I mean, this one could... You've got no top wick on either of them. That really puts me off. But we're going to have to wait for a bearish 1 hour close. A bearish 1 hour close would confirm we still need to come and fill this range. So, yeah, we've got to wait for a bearish close. If the 1 flips, though... I don't know whether I'll take that. Nah, that's all I want to see. Gotta wait, guys. Another hour. Another hour. I'm just going to go and make a brew, guys. I'm going to go and make a latte. Do what you need to do. Which is basically we're waiting for the 4 hour to close. Just to confirm. Waiting for... Close. There might be a smaller time frame set up. Okay. So we'll have a look at smaller time frames, see if we can scalp something, but like I said, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna go and make a brew. I'll be back shortly, guys. Oh. How are we looking? Does it keep going off and on, the internet? Really doing my head in. Oh, the 1 hour's flipped. Am I still connected there, guys? I don't know if I'm still connected here. Let me have a look. 1 hour. Yeah. Looks like we're pushing the eyes here. This looks like it's going to be a fake out. Okay, we'll wait for this 4. See if 4 is going to flip. I'm just waiting on the milk, guys. I'm still connected. Cool. So the 3, look at the 3 now. If you get a bullish close on this 3, yeah, we've got to wait for the 4. Be very careful you're taking anything, right? Just be very careful. Because you all understand the reason for waiting now. I guarantee you now, people would have been selling here. People would have been selling here. Sell, sell, sell. And now you've had a fake out. Could that be the daily flipping to the upside to fill the rest of the range? Potentially. Importance of waiting, guys. Remember, you don't need many trades. Yeah, we're waiting on the 4 to close. Okay, I'm just making a latte, guys. Wait for the milk to warm up. Okay, I'll be back in a sec.
brilliant things to the Football Association.
It's when you walk in, you got Charlie the Chocolate Factory music on.
He made that judgment call. I would say to him, look, have you thought about staying on in it?
Let's listen to the talk sport there, guys. It's weird because I do feel like all the critics they were told not to diss him. They changed and then stopped dissing him, and now they're all like, yeah, let's diss him. Like, missed your question. Sorry, no, I just into the. Oh, I didn't realise. You're just so hard to talk about cooking. Ah, it's a good profile, yeah. Yeah, it looks like we're pushing up nicely. See, I couldn't take that fake out. If I had a top weight potentially, but you don't know how this hour's going to close, guys. It's all on this hour, which is the 4 hour technically. Is the 4 going to close bearish? We're in a decision making area. We don't know if we're coming back up for the daily or the daily's going to end up bearish and we're going to get the fake out. It's one of the two. It's going to happen from around here. Probably on this 4 hour, but see, if this 4 hour doesn't break below this minor support and closes like this, I'm then probably going to need a top wick breaking the highs to come down. So just gotta see. Oh, nice latte. 25 minutes, guys. Have you got any ideas what we can do while we wait? Because I know trading's boring. What can we do while we wait? Some people play games, online games, like Wordle and all that type of stuff. Connect 4. We could all close our eyes and play Connect 4. It was a nice fake out that mine. Is this 4 gonna flip? Right, we're still waiting, guys. I've got to make a quick phone call. I'll be back in a second. Whew. God, has not filled that range. Is this 4 going to flip, guys? Look at the 4. Look at the 3. Lovely. Now, if we get a bullish 4 close, oh, that's tricky. See, if I get a bearish close like this, I need a break of the highs before taking sells. How was that 2 going to close? On the 4, guys. See, for me to take buys up, I'd need at least an hour close above 2411, and then I'd need a pullback to take buys up. But if this hour closes like this, it means you're going to have to wait another hour at least. But then you've got a bit of a contradiction, because the 4 is still bearish, but you haven't broke the lows and closed below this minor support, but it is still bearish, so you're probably going to get a wick fill. So it's not ideal, guys, really. I'll be back in a second. we'll do some admin, guys. Can't do anything until the 4 closes, and it's probably not looking very good. Depends if we get a nice shift. Let's see if this hour can break above this. If it can, fantastic. I just don't know if it's gonna. I don't know whether I'd look to take buys. But then the 4, I don't know whether I'd take the sellers off the 4. I'd need a top wick off the 4, I think. I'm just worried about if the daily flips bullish. That's the only thing. $120 pips. "15 minutes, guys." What would that be? Let's say the 4. 35. 20. Doesn't look good on the 2. The 1 is filling the range. $15 still pushing. Look at that guy. Look at that 15 push. Ooh. See, the 30 is still respecting this support here. So the 30 hasn't broke out yet. So can this 30 flip to the downside? If that's the case, that means the 4 is going to push. I don't know whether this 30 is going to flip though, because you've had the 15 breakout. You would need a heavily bearish 15 now to close back below 2407. What are you doing, price? What are you doing? Tricky at the minute, guys. I won't lie, it is. See where this 4 closes though.
didn't bring him a trophy, and the football was atrocious. Out of the 10 worst games in the tournament, England was responsible for 7. Yeah?
6.
And
The Netherlands game is up.
Netherlands the first half. And the thing is, you see the Kane, why he's not moving, I do not know. But I don't care, it's not my problem. They've got a doctor there,
Yeah,
physios. Now, they've been behind in all the games, in the knockout games, including today. In 4 games, they've been behind. Now, if you have played Watkins, who we've seen, there was a through ball from Bellingham, where he miscontrols it, all of a sudden it's dangerous. Palmer comes on, he scores after 5 minutes. Now imagine if this team goes ahead in one of the games. Imagine playing with Foden, you bring Eze on, you bring Gordon on. You know, if this team is ahead, they won't be packed back. They won't be packed back because of 2 players on the bench, 2 or 3 with ultimate pace. You bring these players on and they will run riot. They never had the chance to show it because he insisted on starting with Bellingham, with Kane, with the same players who didn't perform on every game they played. They didn't perform. So they've never been given a chance to go ahead in a game in the knockout stages because he's picked these players. Yeah, and if they had
Here's the 4. There's the flip on the 4, guys. Look.
Too many teams in the tournament who come back against England because the pace they've got, probably apart from France, no other team has.
Share you respond.
So could this be the daily flip? Could this be the daily flip? If the daily's going to flip, is this a steep enough bottom wick for us to flip back to the upside? Are we going to get something like that on the daily? Tricky this, guys, tricky. The best thing to do would be to come back tomorrow. But I just want to see how this 4 is going to close. It's going to be on this 4 really, what's going to happen. But if we close like this on the 4, at the minute, price can go anywhere. It can go anywhere because, yeah, you're probably going to get a wick fill on the 4. Doesn't mean you're going to flip though, but you can flip because you've grabbed liquidity to the downside. So it doesn't actually need much of a wick fill. So this is a very dangerous area. This very dangerous. If anything, for me, you're guessing which way price is going to go. For me to take any setups, I would need either an hour close above here or an hour close back below 2407. That's it. That would initiate the daily push, I would think. But then you're going to have to wait another hour. And there's 11 o'clock and I'll be done on the chart anyway. We'll still wait though, because if this hour closes above and I can get a bottom wick, I potentially buy up, but I'd need a bottom wick. Don't need much of a bottom wick, but we need a bottom wick. I don't even know whether I like that, to be honest with you. I don't even know if I'd like that. I would probably want the forward closing. So wait there, if the forward close was bullish, I think we're just going to pop. I'm sort of hoping we don't actually close above. Not long ago, that. Flip back bearish on the 4. Where would you put the sell stops though, John? Where would you put the sell stops? I mean, you could put sell stops underneath the 4, but the 1 hour is bullish, so you shouldn't have any sell stops. The 2's closed bullish. Shouldn't have any sell stops at the minute. You still haven't filled the range. You should come to 2416. The 5's, the 1's going to close. Look, you're breaking the high. We need to see what this 1's going to do. Yes, the 4 is more powerful than the 1. But if you look at the 4, if the 4's bearish, yeah. But you also got to understand that yes, we're bearish on the daily as well. But look at the big picture, the bigger picture. We haven't filled the range on the daily. So what's more powerful than the 4? The daily. And we haven't filled the range. We haven't even tapped the area. So technically we're bullish. That makes sense. So it is an area where you've got to be really careful here. Are we going to get a wick fill? Do we need a steeper bottom wick on the weekly? Is the daily going to flip to the upside? How is this 4 going to close? See, I would need a bottom wick. I need a bottom wick. 4 minutes, guys. Let's get rid of this now. You haven't even tapped this area on the 2. So you've created a new structure on the 2. I mean, I suppose you got a minor support here. Three looks lovely. Look at the 3 though. And get a bottom wick on the 3. We could get buy stops on to come up. But I'd need a bottom wick. But that's only if the 4 prints bullish. So that's what we'll do. If the 4 prints bullish, okay, and then the 3's bullish, if I can get a pullback to, I tell you what, we'll go there, previous support. If I can get a pullback to that on the next 3, I'll get a buy stop on the 3 coming up. Our target would be 2317. That's probably the only thing I'm looking at. But the 4's got a print bullish. Yeah, then that would be the 1 breaking out. But I need a pullback. I've got to have the pullback off the 3, otherwise it's not for me to take. Yeah, that's probably all I've got going on. I mean, look at the 4, it's really, it doesn't know what it wants to do. Yeah, that's why I want a top wick first, you know what I mean? As you say, it could go either way. Could at the minute we'll get a wick fill to push up. Maybe. I reckon you'll get a wick fill to push up. I just don't want to put a sell on without a top wick first. Exactly, I was just about to say that. Time to trade. Yeah, you're getting it, John. You're getting it, mate. That's it. Just, and you might as well, I've proved to you you don't need many trades. Remember, trading, right? The way I look at trading, a good analogy is like running into no man's land, right? And the guys who've been with me from the start, they know I use this all the time. It's like running into no man's land in World War One. Eventually, you're going to get shot if you keep doing it. Yeah, you don't need many trades at all, right? 1 trade a week, 2 trade a week, if that. So don't think you've got to get a trade today, right? And then don't think that you're not learning anything by not getting a trade, because 100% you are. Right, you're probably learning a lot more because you're forcing your brain to be disciplined not to take a trade. So that's what you're doing. Okay, we're in training. And you could argue and say, yeah, well, it's bullish. Some people might think, well, this is 100% bullish, and you're coming up. That's fine. It's your trade. Take it. All I'm doing is trading how I trade. Yeah, and if yes, it does look like it's bullish, But is it a trade you're happy to take and risk what you're going to risk? Probably not. I'll just wait for a better setup this week. And that's the attitude I have. I'll just wait for another setup, a better setup. It's not my trade to take, even if it does come up. Imagine if you took it and it wasn't 100% and it failed. You'd be more angry than if you didn't take it and it did play out. Wouldn't you? That's the difference. Okay, looks like we're closing bullish. If I can get a bottom wick, what it is, I need to rule out this because sometimes this sucks you in, right? Where the 4 now top wick can just bomb like that. Sometimes it can suck you in when it does this. So I want to rule out this push, close. So if I can get a bottom wick off the 3, we can get buy stops off the high, not the body, the high. Oh, that's even if I get a bottom wick on this 3. If I don't get a bottom wick, I'm probably done, guys. Unless the 3 comes down without a top wick. Thing is, though, to get a... Oh, no. Right, if this 3 comes down and taps 2409 without creating a top wick, I'll get a buy stop on. Okay? If it creates a top wick first, then comes back down, I'm done, guys, I'm done. The 4's bullish though. Right, so technically it does look like it's coming back up to 2415. You got 2 no top wick. You got 1 no top wick now, but you did break out. So yeah, I'm not really liking this, guys. If I get this bottom wick to the pullback area with no top wick, then I'll take it, yeah. Because if you think about it, it's rare when 2 candles don't have a top wick. Right? If these 2 don't have a top wick and we get this, then we're more likely that this one's going to flip and create a top wick, aren't we? So if it can come down without a top wick, I'll get a buy stop on. This should be the point of no return if we're going to get a fake out back to the downside. But if it does manage to flip from here, you're likely going to be pushing. Probably to fill the rest of the range. That's the only way I would get in on this at the minute. Other than that, we'll just come back tomorrow. It's not an issue. Coming down. Yeah, should be on all week. Should be on all week this week, Nella. If anything comes up though, but I'll keep you updated. Oh, is that a top wick? Is that a top wick? See, the thing I'm after now, right, is I would be happy to see sells below here off the hour. Sells below here off the hour. Buys up for me. You could potentially take buys above here. Yeah, you could actually. I mean, we're getting the pullback. I don't like how we've got no top wick, guys, because it means you could potentially close bearish on this one. I mean, the 4 we've got a top wick. These clouds do my head in. It was lovely this morning. I'm not liking it, guys. I'm probably going to call it. I don't even know. I don't even think I'd get a buy stop on the other side of this because there's no top wick. No top wicks. Yeah, because we've got no top wicks on the 1, 2, 3. The 4 has, but the 3 hasn't. So that tells us that what tends to happen is this one will close bearish. What tends to happen, and if it's going to close bearish, I don't want to get a buy stop on in case you close bearish. I'm going to call it, guys. It's nothing going on for me really. I need to see what the daily's going to do. That's what we need to see. We need to see tonight. I'm going to be looking at what this daily's going to do. Are we going to get a bullish close? And are we going to fill the range? Or are we going to get a bearish close? And can we get below 2391? That's what I'm after. If we get this tonight, if New York brings it down like this, straightforward tomorrow, tiny little top wick, sells down because you've had a fake out. It's only one place to go. But I think at the minute we are literally in a decision making area whether the daily's going to flip bullish. The thing what's really put us off, we haven't filled the range. This is the range here, so we've still got room to come up, but it might not. This we need to confirm if this is creating new structure. Now we have printed bearish, but we need to see to confirm that it is going to be coming down. And we just so happen to be in an area where it's Monday, it's opened up, and we just haven't made a decision yet. And you're not going to get a decision till New York, I wouldn't think. You're going to have to wait at least another hour. You have broke out, but you've got no top wick, so I wouldn't have took this anyway. So if anything, this is all I've got for today. Buys above, sells below, off at least the hour time frame. But I think I'm probably just going to wait for the daily to close, I would think. Any questions before I go, guys? If you haven't done so, please drop me a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. We'll be back on tomorrow at 8 AM London session. But other than that, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. I will see yous all tomorrow. Good luck if you're catching pips. If I do see something today, I'll drop it in the trade IDs, okay? I know the Dean trade IDs have been on fire this morning. I think they're nearly on TB3 on GU. So they've been on fire this morning. But other than that, guys, nothing for me this morning. Alright, catch you later, guys. See you tomorrow.